Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Sophia, and today's video will be a general pick a card reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Just a few quick notes that I like to make in my intro. This is, again, a general reading, so this will not resonate for every Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus that clicks on this video. So if your pile doesn't resonate, please don't worry. It just means that the message was meant for somebody else. And you can feel free to just pick another pile, especially if you were torn in between two different piles and you decide to just go with one. Or if you can, of course, just click on another YouTube video similar to this one. There are plenty of very talented tarot oracle deck readers out there that you can watch. Yeah, so let me just name the piles. So my theme for today was Russian stuff, because my dad, who is a Sagittarius, has been studying Russian for the past 5 years now, and I wanted to put some little trinkets that he's collected over the years that he's been studying Russian. So we have pile number 1 here, which has one of those big Russian dolls. I forget what they're called, sorry, but yeah, there's this one he bought in Moscow, I believe. So that's on top of pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have this little mini Russian doll, so a lot smaller, but still really cute. We've actually had this one for a really long time. Not sure where my parents got it, but yeah. And then on top of pile number 3, we have this magnet that my dad got from Moscow, which is really nice. So yeah. So there are your piles. I encourage you guys to pick from intuition and not from sight. So that means if you're feeling immediately drawn to one pile, please go with that one and don't go with the pile, oop, that was my finger. Don't go with the pile that you found had the prettiest little trinket on the top. So really just try and go with your intuition, take a few deep breaths, pause the video if you need to, and I will see you guys at your pile, okay? Okay, for my pile 1 Sagittarius people, if you guys picked this big Russian doll right here, looks like that, this message is for you. I definitely get the sense that you guys are kind of starting fresh from something. I'm getting that from a couple of different cards. I mean, we have the card New Life. These cards from the Wisdom Oracle are usually cards that I use for advice, but I feel like this, even though it is an advice card saying maybe this is a time to start a new life, I feel like you already are doing that, and this advice card is just Spirit saying that you're doing the right thing and trying to like reinvent yourself or start fresh, because we do have the Fool card here, and the Fool card is all about taking a leap into something, into the unknown, and I feel like that is usually what it feels like when you're kind of reinventing yourself or you're entering a new phase of your life. Like, you have that kind of Fool energy about you, you know, because the Fool is he's the first card in the tarot, so he has this like freshness about him, everything's new, he's very energetic, like he takes leaps of faith into new things that he's not usually exposed to. So I definitely feel like this is you guys right now, like this your energy. We also have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is definitely somebody, like, it's very clear here, somebody who just charges forth into things, like unafraid, just very almost aggressively going into something. And I feel like this is like you, like, deciding to aggressively or forcefully, I should say, go into this new life right here. Like you're really just like going full force into this fool energy. And now the reason why, I feel like we have the 2 of Coins and the 4 of Pentacles. They're the same. So the 2 of Coins talks about somebody who has to make a decision, somebody who's weighing their options, you know? It's interesting because it's kind of opposite to the Fool card. The Fool card is somebody who just goes without really thinking about the consequences of things. The 2 of Coins is basically the opposite energy. It's somebody who is balancing their options, you know, like weighing their options, weighing what's going to be better for them. And then we have the Four of Pentacles, which it talks about stability, yes, but I always say too with the Four of Pentacles, it also can talk about greed. It can talk about somebody who's a little too greedy in the sense that they're kind of set in their ways, a bit stubborn, very content with where they're at, and they hold on to what they have tightly. You can see that he has all of his pentacles pretty tightly close to him, and he's kind of refusing to let go. So I feel like we're talking about two different, it's interesting because there are definitely two different energies here, for sure. There's this energy of wanting to start new, wanting to start fresh, and charge forth into this new life that Spirit is talking about. But there's also doubt here. There's also some doubt, and it's interesting because then we have the doubt card, which I'll read it out loud right now. It says, offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison of doubt. I cast this burden to you, show me your will, and restore me to faith and confidence. Yeah, so I think you guys are like having doubts about this energy that you're feeling. I feel like you guys haven't really taken these steps yet, or you're not in this mindset yet. But I feel like Spirit is saying that you should and you will, like, going forward. So I'm getting the sense that right now this is you guys. Like, right now you're in this stage. Like, you're kind of in the stage of feeling a bit stuck, but you're trying to decide what's going to be the best thing for you to do. Like, do you want to take action and change your life, or do you want to just wait? And it's interesting because then we have the Temperance card. And the Temperance card, although it also talks about patience, it's also, you can see how she's also kind of juggling these two cups. And it's interesting because then we have the Two of Coins here as well. And both are kind of juggling two things. But Temperance is more about really giving yourself, like, the benefit of the doubt. I feel like it's a healthier card than the Two of Coins. The Two of Coins is kind of like a more, like, at least, like, if you look at the imagery from the Rider-Waite, it's like a juggler who's juggling two things and kind of looks overwhelmed. But Temperance is somebody who really takes their time to think about their options, weighing their options, like making a list of pros and cons. So I feel like this too, like, the energy that I'm getting is that you guys are definitely feeling pretty conflicted about something. I can't deduce exactly what it is. This is like one of the most general readings I've ever gotten, like, in these videos. So you really just have to take it however it resonates, if it is resonating. But I definitely get the sense that you guys are almost at a crossroads with something, and it has to do with starting a new kind of life. And that's, like, again, like, I'm using that term broadly, but, like, Spirit is saying that it's time for you to start something new in your life and take a leap of faith, for sure, and just go forth without any fear. Because right now there is doubt. There's definitely doubt. And you're trying to weigh your options and be fair, but you're very attached to your life now and your habits now. And you're not really willing to let go. And that's why you're feeling like you're juggling all of these emotions, because you do know that starting fresh is probably what's best for you. And so that's why I think there's also this healthier part of you that's this Temperance card, which is really, like, taking the time to consider your options, consider what's best for you. And I think you guys will get a payoff, because there is the Three of Cups here. So I think it's really important that you guys take the time to consider, like, how this starting fresh and having this Fool energy and going forth in a new life, like, I feel like this will be beneficial for you guys. Like, we have the Three of Cups, like, it's a time of celebration, a time of people coming together for you. For me too, this is telling me maybe you could ask your friends or get advice from friends or family members as to what to do, like, what would be the best thing to do. Talking to other people is always a good idea, but Three of Cups overall is more talking about happiness, like celebration, people coming together. So I feel like this is, like, sticking with that Fool energy that is inside you and just kind of really taking a leap of faith and going into this full force will be beneficial to you, okay? And we also have this card Sanctuary, which I'm going to read out to you. It says, a sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, sit down on the throne of your heart. Yeah, so I feel like this is Spirit saying you know what the answer is. Like, you know that the best thing for you is to start fresh. You just have to trust yourself, for sure. Because it's saying, take a breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your... Yeah, so I think it's saying trust your heart, because you know what's best for you at the end of the day. And this is, like, you are your own sanctuary, so you need to trust yourself and what you believe to be the right choice for you. And I feel like it is this Fool energy, this Knight of Swords, this new life that awaits you. It's just a question of going for it. Okay? So thank you so much. That was a nice quick reading from my Pile 1 Sagittarius people. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that resonated. Please leave a comment down below if it did. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. Okay, for my Pile 2 Sagittarius people, for those of you who picked this little Russian doll, this message is for you. Let's see what you got here. Breathe. Oh yeah, you guys got 2 Wild Offerings cards. So first we have Independence, then we have Work, we have King of Cups, ooh, 9 of Cups, 8 of Cups, okay, lots of cup energy, King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, interesting, and Five of Swords has literally come up in every single one of my videos. It's actually insane. And I shuffle my cards really well, so that's interesting. Okay, let's see what we have here. There's a lot of cup energy here. I feel like it's been like a very like emotional time for you guys is what I'm getting. I mean, look at all these cups. We've got the King of Cups, we have the 9 of Cups, we have the 8 of Cups, and then we have the Ace of Cups. So, I'm feeling like this is about a person, for sure. Yeah. This is about a person. I'm feeling like Spirit is trying to say that maybe some of you have recently gotten out of a relationship, because we have the 5 of Swords here and we have the 8 of Cups. So the 5 of Swords talks about somebody who has been recently felt defeated in a certain situation, and I think in this case it is going to pertain to a relationship. Again, I say this in all of my videos. When we talk about love in tarot, it does not have to be romantic love. It can be love for a partner, like a romantic partner, but also a family member or a close friend. It can be anybody, so just take it however it resonates with you. But yeah, I feel like you recently had to leave a situation with somebody because you were feeling very defeated by it, and it probably was very exhausting for you. Probably not the healthiest relationship, and so it wasn't the best relationship for you, and you decided to leave behind that toxicity. And I think now what is happening is that you're independent, you're out there. It's interesting because we have the card Independence, and it says, the more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for the inner child, the more freestanding you become. Help me feed and love this inner child. So yeah, I feel like you've like kind of left this situation, and now you're just like in this phase of independence, and you're doing what you have to do to get over it, and you're doing a lot of self-healing is what I'm getting. And then we also have the card Work. So it says, I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. That's interesting the way that it's phrased, because it's definitely saying like you've done, I feel like by work, Spirit, I'm getting the message that Spirit means that you've been doing the work on yourself. Like you've been bettering yourself after this situation. Like after leaving this Five of Swords situation, you've been working on yourself, and it looks like it's going to manifest into this. For sure. So Ace of Cups talks about a new abundance of love, new beginnings in love. So again, doesn't have to be romantic. If you, for example, recently had a falling out with a friend, it means that you can meet somebody new that could, like you're meeting a new friend. If it is romantic, it means that you're going to meet a new romantic partner. And it's interesting because I feel like you're going to definitely feel like this person is really special. Because we have the Nine of Cups here. And the Nine of Cups talks about somebody who makes you feel complete. Like somebody who makes you feel whole. And Nine of Cups also is like, it's like right before the end of a cycle. So I feel like even though you're still working and you're independent and you're doing great, I feel like this person's just going to enhance that. Like you've already done you've already done a good job of separating yourself from the toxicity. I feel like that's like something that happened in the near past, but now you're in here, like you're in this mode of feeling independent, like being like having a lot of you've been working on yourself. It's interesting because I feel like this King of Pentacles is like you're surrounded by abundance. You're very, this is the man that people want to marry. Like he has everything. Like he's independent, he's strong, he's abundant, he works hard. He's just like the ideal person to marry. And it's interesting that we have two cups here. Two kings here, because two kings always represents a good partnership in tarot. So if there are two kings in a reading, it usually means good partnerships. So you could be meeting for many of you will be meeting somebody new soon who is going to be a good partner for you, either a new good friend, like or a new romantic partner. They could be a water sign, because we have the King of Cups here. They could be a water sign or have water in their chart. The thing about the King of Cups to keep in mind, though, is that they're very, they are emotional people because they are a water sign, and it's representing a water sign and the element of water. The thing is, with the King of Cups as a character, he is somebody who kind of regulates his emotions. So sometimes they may come off almost not emotionless, but a little cold. But that's because he knows that he tends to get excited about love too quickly, and then it ends up biting him in the ass later. So he pretends like he's not as excited, or he holds back what he's really feeling. You know what I mean? Like he holds back. But I don't think this is going to be a problem for you because you're somebody that's very patient. So I feel like, although maybe at times it'll be irritating, like I think you'll know that this person is the right one. I think once you guys meet, it's going to feel like this new beginning for both of you, and especially for you because you've recently had to leave some kind of other situation. But the thing is, I feel like you guys have already like definitely established a good place for yourself. Like you're independent, you don't really depend on anybody, and you've been working on yourself and probably just working in general. Like you've been really like doing what you have to do for yourself, which is great. It's very Sagittarius too. Like putting yourself first. You put yourself first. So it doesn't surprise me that this also like isn't still a situation going on. Like I feel like this definitely passed. But yeah, so I feel like, but this stuff is what's coming to you next for sure. And I think it's going to be a new abundance of love, like for you, like a new love that's wonderful. Again, I think with a water sign or somebody with water in their chart, and you and this person are going to feel like you guys complete each other, and you guys are going to, like potential soulmate connection even, and it's going to be a good partnership. It's going to be a good partnership filled with like affection and love, and I think you're going to be able to feel like you can breathe again, for sure. I think that's what the breathe card means. Like it's going to be like a breath of fresh air to be with this person after having to go through this Eight of Cups situation, okay? That's great. That's great for my Sagittarius people, okay? So thank you so much to my Sagittarius people watching this video. I hope that resonated. Comment down below if it did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. Okay, so for my Sagittarius friends who picked pile number 3 with this foldable magnet with the Moscow landscape, this message is for you. Put that right there. Let's see what you got here, okay? So we have TikTok, okay. We have happy, okay, that's very good. Hopefully you guys are happy. We have patience, okay. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Six of Swords, okay. We have the Hermit. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm like not doing a good job of displaying all these very well. My bad. We have the Eight of Cups, which I believe came up in the last pile. And then we have Five of Wands. Okay. Okay. So pile number 3. This is what I'm getting for you guys. So I feel like you guys also might be in the middle of some kind of conflict, either or like some kind of situation. It could be a family conflict. The Five of Wands usually refers to a family conflict. Again, doesn't have to be. But I feel like you guys are kind of leaving something behind. Maybe you're leaving behind a certain mentality or a certain, maybe you're even deciding to leave the situation. It's interesting because like I think the result of either deciding to leave or if you haven't yet, you probably, Spirit is trying to tell you that you should. We have this forward movement with the Six of Swords, so there's definitely forward, you're gonna see some forward movement from walking away from this, from whatever this situation is. And it's interesting because then we have the Hermit card. Now usually the Hermit card, which it usually means somebody who secludes themselves, who kind of is almost like a loner, but like not in a bad way, but they do seclude themselves, they retreat, they're more closed off, they do what they do for themselves. And I feel like, so in this case, I feel like this is actually the right thing for you to do. Like I think you're leaving whatever this Eight of Cups situation is, and you're moving forward and you're kind of focusing on yourself is what the message I'm getting from this Hermit card. So maybe you're taking time for yourself instead of worrying about what else is going around you. And it's interesting, so you have the Ace of Pentacles, which definitely talks about new beginnings. It talks about a new beginning though that takes a lot of time to come to fruition. So I feel like whatever the situation was, or what I think you realized that whatever this conflict is, it was going to take a long time to find a solution to whatever it was. And although this, you know that this conflict can probably be resolved, it was going to take a lot of time. And so that's maybe why you chose to leave it behind for the time being and really focus on yourself. And that's gonna help you move forward in your life and your daily tasks and routines. But like, I think you know that, or if you don't know, then Spirit wants you to know that things can be resolved with this conflict and there can be a resolution. It's just gonna take a lot of time. But again, I feel like you do already know this because you did decide to walk away, and maybe that's the reason why. But if you didn't and you just decided to walk away because you wanted to focus on yourself and move forward with your life, then Spirit does want you to know that this conflict will resolve itself, but I don't think you're supposed to be, maybe you're just not meant to be a part of that conflict throughout the whole thing, if that makes sense. I get the sense that this is not a conflict that you're seriously involved in. That's why I feel like it could be a familial conflict, either like probably between family members and you've just kind of been on the sidelines, but like it was kind of dragging you down, so that's why you decided to leave it. And you know that they can sort out their differences, but it's just going to take some time. So then you decided to just focus on yourself, and it's going to help you just move forward in your own life, because this was probably, like I said before, dragging you down. And again, like with this Page of Wands too, like with the Page of Wands, I feel like this is, whenever you get a page in a reading, it talks about news. So I think with the Page of Wands, it is saying that you will get news at some point. I don't want to say soon, because again, we have the Ace of Pentacles here, that talks about a new beginning that takes time. So I feel like in the future, like, you will get news from whoever is in this conflict that you decided to leave, that things have been resolved. Because also the Page of Wands, we kind of see, like, he's kind of surrounded by bunnies, and he looks pretty calm, and so, like, I feel like there's, like, a happy ending coming. Like, there's a happier ending coming, and one with, like, maybe, like, abundance also. Like, the Ace of Pentacles, you can see, like, there's abundance right here at the bottom of this card. There's a garden, and, of course, there's the one pentacle, which is, like, a seed being planted. So, like, a new seed being planted for a new beginning. And I feel like that's what the news you're going to get is that, you know, these people have resolved their issues, and it was actually better that you walked away, because I get the sense that for many of you weren't even that directly involved. You were just kind of watching from the sidelines, and it was getting overwhelming for you, like too overwhelming for you to watch. But I feel like you will get news that everything has been resolved and everything's going to be okay. It's interesting because then we have these cards. We have the Patience card, so I feel like this is definitely something that has been going on for a while, and probably not that you lost patience, because we have Eight of Cups. I feel like the patience is in the waiting for this new beginning to come, for this conflict to end, and that's probably why you walked away. But I feel like you're probably still thinking about it, which is normal. So then we have this Patience card, which I'm going to read out. It says, if you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now? Help me relax and trust every need will be met. Often change soon follows. It's interesting because when I read this card, I feel like you guys have already done that. You've kind of just like accepted the fact that there's a conflict and there's nothing really you can do about it, which goes with my theory that for most of you, you guys aren't directly involved. It's probably just like a family members. Again, it doesn't have to be family, but I'm getting the sense that maybe for most of you it will be, because the Five of Wands is talking about mainly familial arguments. But it could be a conflict between friends, for sure. It could be a conflict between friends. I highly doubt that for many of you it'll be romantically related, but take it how it resonates. But I think for a majority of you it's either family conflict or a conflict between maybe two of your best friends, but you're kind of like stuck in the middle is what I was getting. And I feel like you kind of wanted to walk away from it because it wasn't really about you, but you were kind of like getting dragged into the drama, and you were kind of like, no. But I feel like you've already taken these steps of kind of just letting it be and accepting the fact that there's conflict between the people around you, and I think like you've shown that you've let it go, and it is what it is, because you did leave the situation with this Eight of Cups. And even though it was probably hard for you to do, like, you didn't want to have to just let it be. Like, nobody likes to just have to sit back and watch when people that they're close to are when people close to you are fighting. But I feel like that's what you had to do, and you kind of just decided to just go out on your own, do your own thing. And I think if you haven't done that yet, then Spirit is saying that you should. And there's going to be forward movement in your life if you do that. But again, I feel like for many of you, like I feel like for most of you, you already have done that. And you're already seeing forward movement in your life. And Spirit mainly wants you to know that things will get better. Like, this was probably just like some stupid conflict between the people around you, like something not too serious, because we do have the Ace of Pentacles here. Like, it might take time for them to get over themselves, but like it will happen, and everything will kind of start fresh, and you'll get that news pretty soon, and it'll just feel like everything will be able to go back to normal. But it does require patience, but I think you know that. So I think right now you guys are kind of just in this state of waiting for things to get better, and I think like that will happen. It's interesting because we have the TikTok card, so I feel like it's an advice card, so I feel like Spirit is trying to say like this probably will take some time, and like I feel like the other people in the situation, maybe they don't realize that this is something that, you know, like it's wasting their time fighting over this, but that's also probably what Spirit is trying to reassure you about, is like it's probably like they probably shouldn't be fighting that much in the first place. I'm just getting that message that like this fight is kind of stupid. And I think that's maybe part of the reason why you walked away too, because you were just kind of tired of it and you were like, yeah, this is really dumb, like I should just focus on myself for now and let these people figure it out. And that's probably why you're seeing a lot more forward movement in your own life, because you're just deciding to like step away from all the unnecessary drama. But it does take patience still, like you probably still hear from these people and it takes patience, but again, like just based on the little prompt here, I feel like you've already done what this patience card is saying to do, which is just kind of like let it go, do your own thing. And like I think you guys like before had tried to get involved, like just to help try and speed things up, but I don't think it really worked, and so that's what the patience card is also alluding to at the very beginning, because it says if you've tried forever to shift a problem, so maybe you tried yourself to help these people, but it didn't really work. But I think with this TikTok card is definitely Spirit saying like, you know, these people should realize that like they're wasting their time fighting over this, and like it sucks because it's probably like I don't think they realize probably how it's affecting you, and like they're running out of time to like make things right. And I think for you too, it's probably a comment that, you know, like time is of the essence, but in their case, but I think for you it's just kind of like you're kind of just waiting. Like I think it's emphasizing that you're kind of waiting for them to just get over whatever this conflict is. But it's interesting too, because then we have happy, and I feel like this is Spirit saying like everything is gonna be okay. Like this Ace of Pentacles is definitely talking about a happy ending. That again, it will take some time for these people to figure out their differences, but at the end of the day, everybody can be happy. Like there's gonna be a fresh start for everybody, and it's gonna be like good news. Like I think these three cards go well together. Like everything will be okay. Everybody will reach a point of happiness and harmony. You see, she's like on the egg, and there are birds flying. She's got balloons, so harmony will be reached. It may just take some time, but you will get that news. You will get that news, hopefully sooner than you think. Depends how long this conflict has been going on. Hopefully not too long. I know especially with family issues, like we've had tons of those in my family. Like sometimes they can take a long time, because I think in terms of family can be incredibly stubborn, and like family fights can be the worst because you guys know where to hit each other hard, and you guys you know what the other person gets irritated by and what's triggering to them. So I'm definitely getting for most of you it's probably family oriented. It's a family-oriented conflict, but again, take it how it resonates. But yeah, so Spirit just wants you to know that everything's going to be okay. People will sort out their differences, but Spirit is saying too, like, you did the right thing and like stepping away and moving forward in your own life. Even though it probably hurts to like see people that you're close to fighting, like it's always better in those cases to just step away and focus on yourself, because you can't do anything about it. But yeah, but Spirit just also wants you to know that, you know, everything's going to be okay. People will sort out their differences, and everybody will be happy in the end. Okay? All right, my pile number 3 Sagittarius people, thank you so much for watching. I hope that resonated. Comment down below if it did, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much. Alright, hello everybody. This is the last part of my Sagittarius video where I'm going to be picking the next sign for my next video. We only have 4 left. I just want to say that tomorrow, so today is the 15th, I hope. Yeah, so today is the 15th. Tomorrow is Father's Day, so I am not going to be uploading any videos tomorrow because I'm going to be spending all day with my dad. So this video for whatever sign I choose should be filmed and uploaded either by Monday night or Tuesday morning. Okay, so yeah, gotta put my dad first tomorrow. He's done a lot for me, of course, and those kinds of holidays in my family are family holidays. So let's see. It gets harder to shuffle now that there's only 4 signs left. And thank you for your patience if your sign is one of these last 4. I know that's annoying, but hopefully you guys have watched maybe like your moon or your Venus or your rising sign already came out, hopefully, so you've been able to watch at least one video, see how I do my readings. So. Okay, I'm gonna go with this, okay? So let's see who's next. Aries, my Aries people. All right, you guys are next for a video, so stay tuned. Again, the video should be coming out either Monday night or Tuesday morning. Okay, thank you so much, guys.